Alright, so we got the 266 spoilers, and Sukuna is defending himself against Yuji's domain expansion that we saw in the previous chapter. He is not dying by it. And also, Yuji is speaking to Megumi in this chapter, like he's having a breakthrough and he's going soul to soul presumably, and we see Megumi and they are talking, and it's not as emo as you'd think. And surprise surprise, there is another Sukuna finger. It's tied up somewhere. We don't know exactly what's going on with it, but we are seeing it. So let's get into these spoilers. The chapter begins with Yuji listening to Megumi's soul. Megumi says that he wanted to create a world where Sumiki wouldn't have to face the unfairness of the current world. Megumi says, even if I couldn't create such a world, I wanted to maintain that fragile life, at least while I was alive and she was in my sight. Megumi continues to explain his dream world. He says, eating meals that were made out of habits, watching the sunlit laundry, walking side by side with a person like you, Itadori, and seeing off Sumiki. I wanted to think, I'm so happy. Megumi tries to end their convo saying, but it's okay now. But Yuji explains how he eventually came to understand the choices of people who has to face the harsh, unavoidable realities. Yuji says that that's why he can't tell Megumi to live right now. In case someone didn't get it, Yuji says he understands how depressed Megumi is right now, and so Yuji can't get himself to tell Megumi to live. So yeah, that's like the big confrontation between Yuji and Megumi here. Last time Yuji was able to somewhat make contact with Megumi via like touching Sukuna's soul, you know, back a couple chapters ago when he was like punching him still, with like his cursed energy reverberations hitting him in the boundary between Megumi's soul. Well, whatever he did with his domain expansion against Sukuna, I guess is allowing him to do this now. In the previous chapter, Yuji was like, yeah, Sukuna, I can kill you right now, but I'm gonna give you a chance to surrender yourself. Like, hop over to my body, let Megumi have his back, and then I'll let you live. And then something happened, and now Yuji is talking to Megumi again. The last time Megumi didn't even really want to talk. He was kind of just done. He basically like gave up. He was just like on the ground. But now he's at least talking to Yuji and expressing what he ultimately wants here. So there's definitely a chance for Megumi to come back here, obviously. He's not probably going to die off or be absorbed in some way. Back to reality, Sukuna opens Hollow Wicker Basket to counter Yuji's domain. Sukuna says that he can't use Gojo's method of resetting burnt out curse technique by using reverse curse technique because it's too risky, since his brain is still affected by Gojo's domain. The narrator explains that Hollow Wicker Basket and Symbol Domain are weaker in output compared to actual domains, but by keeping the hand sign intact, even after activating Hollow Wicker Basket, he compensated for the output it would lack and continued to fight without getting overwhelmed by his opponent's domain expansion. But first, let's talk about the sponsor of this video, HelloFresh. Plans change and life gets busy. That's why HelloFresh lets you easily customize your delivery from week to week. Tailor everything to your schedule by adjusting your delivery date or skip a week when you're not able to cook at home. Choose from a variety of menu options to suit all your needs and tastes, from fit and wholesome to quick and easy, or vegetarian to family friendly. There's something for everyone to enjoy, because there's always new flavors to explore with an ever-changing menu of 50 recipes to choose from every week. Just pick your meals and your delivery date. It's that simple. So I've been using HelloFresh for about 2 years now, and I love it. I don't have to worry about going to the store or what I need to buy or what I'm going to make and the recipes, because HelloFresh takes care of everything for me. It's even made me a much better home cook just from learning by doing these recipes. So I got some breakfast too this time. I tried their spinach and feta egg bites and their everything bagels. The spinach and feta egg bites are incredible. Like, I look forward to eating these every day, and the everything bagels are surprisingly great, crisp and fluffy. Then for dinner, I made the one-pan beef stir-fry tacos with tangy slaw, sriracha mayo, and wonton strips. This is definitely one of my favorite HelloFresh meals. The flavor is out of this world on these. Like, these are easily restaurant quality. So guys, you can get free breakfast for life by going to HelloFresh.com and using code FREEZONIN. That's one free breakfast item per box while your subscription is active. Again, that's free breakfast for life at HelloFresh.com with code FREEZONIN. And of course, I'll also have the link in the description. Thanks, guys. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. Sukuna activating Hollow Wicker Basket here to defend himself against Yuji's domain expansion. I guess he was possibly hit by the sure hit effect of Yuji's domain expansion, and that's how Yuji was able to get through to Megumi here without just straight up killing Sukuna. And now Sukuna's stopping that by activating Hollow Wicker Basket, I suppose, and we're no longer seeing Yuji like in his Yuji Kuna form. Like, you know, like when he looks like Yuji and how they were kind of like in Yuji's hometown or whatever. He's kind of snapped out of that Genjutsu-y aspect of it, I suppose. And also, I think it's saying that Hollow Wicker Basket has an advantage over Simple Domain because you have to keep your hands together. Is that kind of like a built-in binding vow that makes it stronger? Or, as it says here, compensates for the output it would lack. But anyway, going further, Yuji and Sukuna like exchange blows, and Sukuna says even he's shocked and surprised at how angry he got when he was looked down upon. To show your pity to me? I can't wait to make every human other than you atone for what you've done. So yeah, in the previous chapter, Yuji was like pretty much showing pity to Sukuna by saying like, hey, I'll let you live if you give Megumi's body back. And now I guess Sukuna is implying that he's going to like kill the population of Japan by having them forcibly merge with Tengen's barrier/body thing and create that big curse amalgamation that Kenjaku ultimately wanted. That still is a possibility here. I mean, even Megumi could do it still, but I don't know, maybe Gege's just gonna be like, nah, Sukuna loses, Megumi's returned to normal, and everyone lived happily ever after, and then they somehow disabled the whole Tengen culling game thing. Suddenly, we see Kid Megumi in the alley, where Gojo met him for the first time, and Megumi asks the same question they asked Gojo, but now to Yuji. Kid Megumi says, what's with that face? And Yuji says, well, it'll be sad without you, Fushiguro. And in the next instant, Sukuna's leg gets synced into the shadows. Fushiguro Megumi fights back. So yeah, finally Megumi is fighting back from the depths of his own soul within Sukuna and then activating the 10 shadows somehow. And Sukuna's leg is like falling into it. Similar to how Sukuna was using it against Gojo, like while he was experimenting with Maharaga. Sukuna says, Megumi Fushiguro's soul, which I had submerged with the bath, spewed back to life because of the brat's dismantle. Sukuna also says that Maharaga is destroyed, and the 10 Shadows technique has already lost its function. Okay, so I guess Maharaga's not coming back this time. Yuji lands a hard punch on Sukuna's face, which blows him away. Yuji smiles as he realizes that Megumi is fighting back. Yuji and Sukuna hit a barrage of punches to each other's faces. Sukuna loses the battle of the brawl as he once again activates Hollow Wicker Basket to shield against Yuji's punches. Sukuna says, my reverse curse technique is pointless against the brat's strikes. Hollow Wicker Basket is going to break, but instantly, slashes come out flying and Yuji's cursed tool, which he has been equipped to his hand, turns to pieces. Yuji realizes that Sukuna used Gojo's technique of resetting the burnout curse technique. Okay, finally, we're seeing that Yuji's hands are not some kind of curse pseudo transformation thing that we thought maybe was a result of him eating his other curse room death painting pseudo siblings. No, it appears that this is just a straight up curse tool that we haven't known about before, and it's breaking on Yuji's hand after Sukuna like manually healed the damage in his brain from his curse technique being burnt out, just like Gojo did against Sukuna. And he's launching some dismantles at Yuji here, and it's breaking this cursed tool that he had on his hand, but we're seeing that his pinky finger and his ring finger on his left hand are missing, which is really interesting, and it can be playing into the ending here. Sukuna proceeds to open his domain, but Yuji reacts quickly. The chapter ends with us seeing one of Sukuna's fingers being tied up in a mysterious place. So this is what I was talking about. And to be honest, I'm going to have to go way more into this in my full review, which is probably going to be out tomorrow morning. So subscribe for that if you haven't already. But up until this point, we thought that all of Sukuna's fingers were accounted for, and that Akotsu used the final finger that the good guys had, that Gojo was allegedly keeping, and he fed it to Rika so that she would be able to copy Cleave, or just shrine from Sukuna's curse technique, and then Cleave, is an aspect of that. But I guess that was a lie, possibly, and maybe it was Yuji that gave Rika his fingers, and then they were actually still keeping Sukuna's fingers in Jujutsu High somewhere. It's really weird. It kind of looks like the Star Corridor almost, where this finger is being held like suspended by wires. There's a whole bunch of theories that we can go into because there's so many variables here, but there's even a possible Nobara could be coming back here, you know, resonance on the finger with her nail, but I don't want to get your hopes up. I'm pretty sure Nobara should be dead, but you know, like I said, let's talk more about this in the full review once I'm able to read the full chapter. But let me know what you guys think about these spoilers in the comments, and if you liked the video, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.